We were camped out in the Badlands near the head of the Cimarron. Stranger come a-riding by, he stopped to argue some. That poor critter he was riding looked real jaded and forlorn, but his saddle looked like almost new with a nickel-plated horn. He had no chaps or slicker to protect him from a storm, and his boots looked like this might have been the first time they were worn. His spurs had silver inlays like the ones they wear for show, but the rowel was a real large pinwheel like it's seen in Mexico. Well, after he'd had breakfast, he hadn't had his spell. So the cook opened the grub box, just let him help himself. Well, he had a bunch of biscuits, some bacon and some beans, but all this time he's talking about the foreign kings and queens. He told of Rome and Paris and more places of renown. We thought he was a greenhorn who had just escaped from town. Well, that dude seemed to appreciate the kindness we'd shown, so he offered up his services before he moseyed on. Well, his hat was a sombrero, sure, made a lot of shade. The gloves were made of pigskin, and his clothes were tailor-made. He didn't have a pistol, no scabbard for a gun, but a good-sized water canteen from that nickel horn was swung. He just wasn't dressed a cowboy, and he wore a small bow tie. He had a sense of humor and a twinkle in his eye. He told us he'd been riding on a spread near Santa Fe, but was heading across the Badlands to strike the Circle D. He didn't say how come it, some trouble with the boss, but he asked if he might borrow a fresh, fat saddle horse. Well, all us old-time cowboys just laughed right up our sleeve. Foreman says, "I'll loan you one as fresh and fat as you please." So Shorty grabbed a lariat, roped old Zebra down, turned him over to the stranger, and stepped back to watch the fun. Now, Dunny was an outlaw. He'd grown both mean and wild. He'd pour the white out of a moon and jump a country mile. In fact, he's the quickest bronc that ever crossed our range. He could swap ends on a dime and leave a nickel change. But we thought Zebra let us down. He showed no sign of fight. So the stranger slipped the bridle on and tied the throat latch tight. Old Zebra stood there gentle-like as if he didn't know, till the stranger had him saddled and all ready for the show. But when that dude hit the saddle, old Zebra left the earth. He headed straight for heaven for all that he was worth. Bucking and a bullet and a throw 'em all-eyed fits. His hind feet perpendicular, his front ones in the bits. And we could see the treetops beneath his belly ever jump. That dude seemed to be glued there like a desert camel's hump. Well, that stranger whooped and hollered, and he waved and he curled his black mustache just like a summer boarder who was waiting for his hash. Well, he spurred him in the shoulder, and he spurred him when he whirled, and he shouted to us punchers, "I'm the he-wolf of the world." Now, Zebra's on a lot of men who figured they could ride, 'cause he'd sunfish, so you'd think for sure he'd fall flat on his side. But all of his sunfishing never shook that dude one bit. He just kept right on spurring till old Zebra finally quit. And when he was dismounted once more upon the ground, we knew he was a thoroughbred and not a gent from town. Well, that stranger never boasted about riding Zebra down. Just said he'd like to thank us all before he moseyed on. Well, the foreman, who was standing by, taking in the show, walked over to the stranger. He said, "Boy, you needn't go. If you can throw the lasso like you rode old Zebra down, you're the Jasper I've been searching for ever since the year one." Well, the way he threw a lasso, let me tell you, wasn't slow. He'd catch 4 feet 9 out of 10 for any kind of dough. And when those cows stampeded, he was Johnny on the spot. He'd set that hurt to nothing like the boiling of a pot. So the one thing now for certain that I learned since I was born, every educated cowboy is not from greenhorn.